Imagine waking up one day and realizing your life is nothing like you dreamed. No money, no support, no opportunities. Just a heavy feeling in your chest that says, maybe life isn't meant for someone like me. But what if I told you the people you admire the most started from a place even worse than this? Today, I'm going to tell you 3 real inspirational stories of people who went from nothing, literally nothing, to becoming global icons. And after you hear these stories, you'll never see your own struggles the same way again. Let's begin. The first story is about a man who once had only $7 in his pocket. No home, no career, no backup plan. Just a broken dream and a body full of frustration. This man is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. At one point, everything in his life collapsed. He was kicked out of his home, his football career shattered, and his family was drowning in debt. Rock once said, "I looked down at my hands and realized this is all I have, so I'll use it to rebuild my life." He walked into a gym, not to look good, not to show off, but to turn his pain into power. People laughed at him. They said he wasn't good enough. They said he would fail. But Rock kept going, day after day, rep after rep, failure after failure. And slowly, the world started paying attention. From $7 in his pocket to becoming one of the highest paid actors on the planet, Dwayne Johnson proved one thing. Your starting point does not decide your future. Your decisions do. The second story is even more unbelievable. A man so broke, so desperate, that he sold his beloved dog for $50 just to buy food. That man was Sylvester Stallone. He had no money, no home, no job, and every door he knocked on slammed in his face. But inside his mind, there was one dream that nobody could touch, a story called Rocky. He wrote the script in just a few days, poured his entire soul into it, and took it to producers. They told him the story was good, but they wanted to choose the actor. Stallone said no. If I'm not Rocky, the movie doesn't happen. Producers laughed, told him he wasn't good enough, rejected him again and again and again. But Stallone didn't give up. Eventually, a studio agreed. Small budget, tiny paycheck, but Stallone could star in his own film. Rocky was released and became an instant classic. It won 3 Oscars and changed his life forever. After success, Stallone went back, found the man he sold his dog to, and bought his dog back, paying several times the original price. Because Rocky wasn't just a movie, it was a message. You don't need a perfect life to chase a perfect dream. You just need belief. Now for the third story, maybe the most emotional of them all, a man sleeping in subway stations with his little son, standing in line every night just to sleep in a bathroom. No money for rent, no relatives to help, no way out. This man was Chris Gardner. One day, he saw a man step out of a red Ferrari. Chris asked, "What do you do for a living?" The man replied, "I'm a stockbroker." And at that moment, Chris thought, if he can do it, why can't I? But there was a problem. The training was unpaid, 0 salary. He had no home, barely any food, and a child to take care of. But Chris didn't quit. He worked every day, studied every night, and survived every struggle life threw at him. He stayed in shelters, public bathrooms, and trains just to keep going. And finally, after months of pain, sacrifice, and relentless commitment, Chris Gardner was offered a full-time job. That job changed everything. Today, he is a multi-millionaire, entrepreneur, author, and motivational speaker. His story became the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, and the message of his life is simple. You may lose everything, but as long as you don't lose your hope, you will rise again. These 3 stories show one powerful truth. Everyone falls, but not everyone gets back up. Success doesn't come from comfort. It comes from courage. You might be struggling right now. You might feel lost, broke, tired, or alone. But listen carefully. Your story isn't over. In fact, it has just begun. One day, people will talk about you, your struggle, your pain, and your comeback. Because inside you is the same fire that created Rock, Stallone, and Chris Gardner. You just need to keep going.